Hi, Julian here from the SERP.NET team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a subdomain or custom domain in SERP Agency. The idea here is to set up a login URL for your clients so they can log in into their own dashboard and access their data 24/7. Open the Agency menu located here and click on Agency Dashboard. Then click on the Settings cog here. First, you must select a company profile. Remember, you can create a company profile from here if you don't already have one. Chances are you only need one company profile for your agency, but you can create multiple ones if needed. Let's go back to the agency settings and select a company profile. That's why you can upload a logo for your interface and reports. Click on the Login tab. As you can see here, you have two options, subdomain and custom domain. If you opt for a subdomain, the login URL will end in serpagency.com. As you can see here, simply enter a word here, like your agency name for example, in our case Monaco SEO. So the subdomain is monacoseo.serpagency.com. Please keep in mind that the login URL should be specific to you and not your clients. You should not create a login URL for each client. Instead, you should have only one for all your clients. In other words, do not enter your client name here. Then click Save. You will then be asked to confirm. Please note that if the subdomain you have chosen is already used by another user, you will be asked to choose another one. That's it. The address is now the URL to log into the client dashboard. You may share it with your clients, along with their login credentials. As you saw, setting up a subdomain is very easy, but the login URL is not white label. The client dashboard is, but the login URL isn't, because it contains the word SERP. If you want the client dashboard to be 100% white label, you should opt for custom domain. So for example, the login URL could be clients.yourdomain.com. Here it's white label, as there is no mention of SERP. When setting up a custom domain, make sure you follow these instructions carefully. So we own the domain advertisingagencysydney.net. However, here I cannot enter advertisingagencysydney.net and use this domain as a custom domain. It must be a subdomain, like clients.advertisingagencysydney.net, for example. If we read the on-screen instructions, we can see that we need to create a CNAME record in the domain registrar and point it to park.serpagency.com. This is what I'm going to do now. This domain is on GoDaddy. Here it is. I click on Manage DNS here. I can create a new record by clicking here. Select a type, CNAME, host, clients. Point to, here we need to enter park.serpagency.com. That's it. I click Save. Here is our CNAME record. Go back to the agency settings and make sure the custom domain entered here matches the CNAME record entered in your domain registrar. If you later decide to change the CNAME record in your domain registrar, which is fine, don't forget to update the custom domain in agency settings here. If everything is fine, click on Save. That's it. This custom domain is now the URL to log into the client dashboard. You may share it with your clients along with their login credentials. As you can see here, if you want the login URL to be on HTTPS instead of HTTP, you may set it up behind Cloudflare, which is free, or another similar service. By doing this, your domain will be on HTTPS instead of HTTP, and your clients will not see any warning when opening the login page. If you use Cloudflare, you will need to turn the flexible SSL option on. In conclusion, you can have one login URL per company profile. So if you have multiple company profiles, you can have multiple login URLs. However, as mentioned before, we recommend that you use the same login URL for all your clients, as opposed to having a login URL for each client. Alright, I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to get in touch with our friendly support team by clicking here and on Submit a Ticket.